Yo, anime gang. This story starts with the universe basically looking at one rookie goddess and saying, "Congratulations, your first assignment is actual nightmare difficulty. No warm-up, no tutorial, just immediate suffering." So up in the divine realm, there's this healing goddess running around with the energy of a college intern who accidentally clicked reply all to the company email. Her name is Rista, and she's trying her best to become a respected full goddess someday. Problem is, the heavens decide her first major mission is saving an S-rank world. And when they say S-rank, they don't mean kind of difficult. They mean the type of world where veteran gods hear the assignment and suddenly remember they left the stove on at home. The world's called Gaia Branda, and apparently the demon lord over there is built like the final boss after the developers forgot to balance the game. Kingdoms are collapsing, monsters are evolving, and humanity is getting packed up daily. The other gods basically hand Rista the paperwork and silently prepare for her funeral. Meanwhile, Rista is over here trying to stay optimistic because technically, if she succeeds, she gets promoted. So now her brain is fighting for its life between, "This is my big chance," and "I'm absolutely cooked." Then comes the hero selection process, which honestly feels less like divine destiny and more like gambling addiction with holy lighting effects. She starts scanning hero candidates from Earth, flipping through profiles like she's shopping for a gaming character build. Most of them are painfully average. Then she finds this one guy. And suddenly the stat screen starts looking illegal. HP absurdly high, attack ridiculous, defense terrifying, speed cracked, magic potential insane. This man's numbers look like somebody opened Cheat Engine for 5 minutes and said, "Yeah, that should do it." Rista immediately loses her mind. She's looking at this profile like she just pulled a 5-star unit with a 0.001% drop rate. And honestly, based on the stats alone, this dude should walk into the Demon King's castle and end the story in 2 business days. So she summons him. A giant magical circle appears, heavenly lights start glowing everywhere, dramatic music kicks in, and out walks the most emotionally unavailable man imaginable. Tall, handsome, calm, black hair blowing slightly for no reason, built like the protagonist of every fantasy anime combined. This man enters the divine realm with absolutely zero curiosity. No confusion, no excitement, no "where am I?" Nothing. Rista's over here trying to explain the entire situation with maximum anime enthusiasm. "You've been chosen to save a world." And Seiya just stares at her like she interrupted his grocery shopping. The vibe immediately becomes weird. Rista keeps expecting the usual hero response. You know, the whole, "I'll protect everyone" speech. Instead, this man starts interrogating the situation like a federal investigator. How dangerous is the world? What level is the demon lord? What are the chances of survival? What enemies exist? What abilities do they have? Rista's confidence starts evaporating in real time because this dude is treating the mission briefing like he's preparing for military deployment. Then she tells him they should head to the world immediately. And Seiya basically says no. No dramatic speech, just no. This man looks at an S-rank death world and decides he needs to train first. Which sounds reasonable until you realize his stats are already completely unfair. But apparently unfair is not enough for him. He wants more. So instead of beginning the adventure, Seiya locks himself inside a divine training area and starts grinding levels like a player who watched one hardcore permadeath challenge video and never recovered mentally. Rista is losing it. Days pass. This man is just doing push-ups, sword practice, endurance drills, magic training, and enough exercise to make gym influencers cry. And the craziest part is he's dead serious the entire time. No jokes, no excitement, no heroic energy, just pure commitment to paranoia. Meanwhile, Rista finally checks the personality section on his profile because apparently she skipped that part earlier out of excitement. Big mistake. Huge mistake. The profile basically says this man is pathologically cautious, and suddenly everything makes sense. She immediately panics because she realizes she didn't summon an overpowered hero. She summoned anxiety with abs. So she runs to a senior goddess for advice, hoping there's some kind of solution. The senior goddess hears the story and basically goes, "Yeah, good luck with that." Apparently Seiya's caution is just part of who he is. And honestly, the divine realm treating this behavior as normal is hilarious, because nobody seems shocked that this man is training like the apocalypse starts tomorrow. A full week passes. Rista expects minimal progress because technically he's just training physically in a safe space. Then Seiya walks out casually at level 15. Rista almost ascends from pure confusion. This man somehow power leveled himself through sheer commitment alone. And his stats are even more disgusting now. He's also unlocked combat abilities and magic skills already. Meanwhile, most heroes at this stage are still learning how not to trip over beginner swords. The funniest part is Seiya still doesn't think he's prepared enough. That's when you realize this series is basically about what would happen if the strongest person alive also had trust issues powerful enough to bend reality. Eventually, Rista finally convinces him to enter Gaia Branda. The world transition happens, and they arrive near a peaceful beginner town with medieval houses, marketplaces, fantasy NPCs walking around, the usual setup. Rista is relieved because finally the journey can start. Wrong! The second they arrive, Seiya starts shopping like a man preparing for nuclear war. Armor sets, multiple. Healing items, excessive amounts. Supplies for emergencies that do not currently exist. Then backup supplies for the backup supplies. This man genuinely tries to buy spare armor for his spare armor. The shopkeepers are probably thinking they just met the richest schizophrenic warrior alive. Rista keeps yelling at him because he's burning through money at terrifying speed. And Seiya's logic somehow keeps getting worse. What if my equipment breaks? Okay, fair. What if the replacement equipment breaks? Reasonable enough. What if the replacements for the replacements break? Brother, who are you fighting? Satan with a crafting table. Rista's entire existence becomes damage control. She's trying to stop him from turning the starter town economy upside down, while Seiya prepares for every possible disaster scenario in human history. Then this sweet little girl named Nina walks up and gives him a protective charm. Classic wholesome fantasy moment. The kind where the hero smiles kindly and gains emotional motivation. Except Seiya accepts it with the caution of a man receiving a suspicious USB drive. He examines the charm carefully like it might explode. Poor Nina probably expected gratitude and instead got a full security inspection. But somehow the deadpan way he handles everything makes it even funnier. The entire town feels like a normal fantasy RPG. Then Seiya walks through it like a traumatized survival expert who's convinced every barrel contains hidden explosives. Eventually, they head outside town to begin actual combat training. And finally, they encounter their first monster, a slime, a literal level 1 slime, the weakest creature imaginable. This thing looks like it would lose a fight against wet cardboard. Rista's relieved because finally Seiya can loosen up a little, maybe gain confidence, maybe act normal for once. Absolutely not. Seiya immediately activates one of the most overkill attacks imaginable. The animation suddenly goes insane. Massive sword slash, energy explosion, ground destruction, full action sequence. The slime gets annihilated instantly, and that should be the end of it. But Seiya keeps attacking, again, and again, and again. Rista's standing there completely horrified while this man carpet bombs a single slime like he's avenging his bloodline. The forest starts exploding. The ground gets scorched. Smoke everywhere. At this point, the slime has been dead for at least 30 seconds, and Seiya is still attacking because apparently he's worried about regeneration. This man does not believe in overkill. To him, there is only kill and just to be safe. Rista finally screams at him to stop because the monster is obviously dead, and Seiya hits her with the calmest response possible. What if it isn't? Brother, it's ash. There are molecular traces of slime scattered across neighboring ecosystems. Even the atoms are gone. But honestly, right when you start laughing at how absurd he is, the show immediately reminds you why he acts like this. Because out of nowhere, the atmosphere changes. A powerful demon appears nearby, and the energy shift is immediate. No goofy slime music anymore. No lighthearted adventure vibes. Just danger. This woman introduces herself as Chaos Machina, one of the Demon Lord's elite forces. And suddenly things get real very fast. Turns out the enemy already knows a hero has been summoned. Not only that, they actively sent someone to eliminate him early before he becomes a threat. Rista instantly realizes this world is way worse than she imagined. Because normal fantasy villains wait politely while the hero gets stronger. These demons said spawn camping is valid strategy. Chaos Machina is level 66. Which sounds even crazier when you remember they just fought a level 1 slime 5 seconds ago. The gap is absurd. Rista starts panicking immediately because despite Seiya's ridiculous stats, this is still one of the Demon Lord's strongest commanders. And honestly, for the first time all episode, Seiya's paranoia suddenly starts making complete sense. Because imagine if they rushed out here unprepared. Imagine if he acted like a normal, overconfident protagonist. They genuinely might have died instantly. The entire episode basically tricks you into laughing at him before revealing this world actually deserves that level of caution. And now this overpowered but deeply unwell hero is standing face to face with a real monster, while Rista silently realizes her life is about to become the longest stress-induced breakdown in anime history. If you actually made it to the end, you're officially part of the real ones. This channel is still new and I'm grinding for my first 100 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button and join the journey before we blow up.